Hello, friends. It is Denise from Loving Life at 60ish, and my Etsy shop is fairyrosecottage.etsy.com. And I am doing the monthly kits today. Now, I have to preface this by saying that I've been up and down about continuing to get through these monthly kits. I never even got to start December. And obviously, I'm not going to use last year's December calendar. I'm just going to I'll put it in the book, but I'm going to put it aside because the calendars were to track a goal that you had, and every time you reached that, or every time you worked towards that goal, you would save a certain amount of money. And it worked for me some months, and it didn't work for me other months. November, I was kind of like a house on fire for a little bit and really got some things done. December, I literally spent my December spending time with Scott. Period. Now, I mean, there were other things that had to be done. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we were still traveling to cancer care at the beginning of December. We still had our family Sundays. We still had to maintain certain things, but I was home and chose not to do any work on any goals or anything. I wanted my time with him to be the most that I could do. And I think that we accomplished that. I think we accomplished that for this whole year and a half. But December just felt like things were kind of falling apart, and he needed more care. And so I didn't even set any December goals. I mean, I guess if I did, one of them would have been shopping for Christmas, wrapping the gifts, things like that. And those things got accomplished, maybe not. I think they were fine. As I say, maybe not as great as usual, but honestly, I think that they were fine. I mean, so anyway, I've gone back and forth about continuing with this. If you're new here, I did a series of monthly kits last year, starting with January and going all the way through to December. And a lot of them I've finished. This was the calendar for January. And I have no more savings challenge. There were 5 or 6 savings challenges well, there were 6 if you included the calendar. And then maybe a 7th freebie for each month. And I saved so much money, guys. I don't have a total because, of course, I'm not done. This May was one of my favorite kits. So, I've kind of gone back and forth. Do I want to keep revisiting it? July was one of my favorite kits. It was a fairy kit that I made. I still have quite a bit left in that one. August was one of my favorite kits, mermaids. Still have some to finish in that one. August, September, I know I still have a few left in September. September was all about sunflowers. That one's done. I love that poker game, though. You're going to see that in some other styles. October was a good one. I enjoyed October. November, this was still October. I still have a lot left in October. November hasn't gotten hole punched and put in. And I really did very little in November. And December, I did none. So this is what I decided I would do. Each month, I will try for approximately $100 to put towards one of the monthly kits. Now, normally I would start at the older ones and go through. It seems like the best way to do it. But since I didn't get to do any of December, I thought we'd do December. And because I just came up with the idea of just each month going through one of the kits and trying to get it done, I actually have $150, not... I have a very ripped $1 bill here that's caught in the... I think I'm going to have to break that. So I'm just going to work on December's. This money was the personal care assistant money that I received for the last almost a year. I didn't receive it for a while, as many of you know. And then I did receive it again. It was a paycheck, basically, to help my husband because he needed help. Someone was going to have to come in and help. And we decided as a family, I was already doing it. So, and there is a program, a federal program that works for a caregiver. It didn't give me a lot of hours in the beginning. I think I had 24 and a half hours a week. And at the end, I could have gotten the maximum, but we decided not to jump through hoops again. So I ended up with 38 hours a week. And we were able to bring our son on to do respite. We did it too late. He only was able to work for Scott for, I think, a month. But he had already been doing it. He'd already been coming here and staying with Scott when I needed to go to an appointment and stuff like that. So, yeah. So that's what this money is from. I have several paychecks that I have not saved. And so I'm going to continue to do this. And the princess book. No, the villain book. Until that money is basically runs out. It's all saved. So I think I'll be able to get through most of this and all of the villain book. And all that money is saved away for... Well, Scott and I just chose not to spend any of it. Now, I'm going to have to pay some whopping taxes on it come income tax time, because where it was a federal program, they didn't take federal taxes out. And so I have to pay all that. And my tax guy said plan on 30%. So that is saved aside also. And I know that's real transparent, to let you know. This money has run out, but like I said, I'm several months behind on saving the paychecks. They're just basically sitting in an account. So I'm going to go as long as I can. Now, let's talk about, as I get started here, let's talk about a monthly kit. Am I going to do a monthly kit? So what I have decided is I am going to do a kit and see how it evolves. My first thought in planning the kit was, oh, this will be perfect for every month. It is not necessarily monthly themed. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily say January on it, or February. So you could use it any time of year, but it will be a kit that comes out frequently. In my hopes and my dreams, it will come out once a month, on or around the 15th to the 20th, somewhere around there. Do I have one for January? I've started one, guys, but again, as I was talking about yesterday, the priority right now is all the incredible amount of paperwork and phone calls that have to be made in order to secure my life, basically, and how I'm going to be able to live and such now. So I would like to present a January kit. Like I said, it's not really themed January, though it is kind of wintry. And you'll see what I mean when I finally get it going. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is going to be probably 5 savings challenges. Not, there won't be a calendar, and, you know, there won't be a signifying that it's December or January or whatever. But I believe there will be 5 savings challenges and a freebie, and there will be add-ons if you wish to get them, like I did before. The other thing is, it will be offered just like this, the same size, which is approximately 5 by 7, approximately. Printed, laminated, shipped to you. I am also considering a downloadable version. The only problem with that is for the scratch off that I do in each one, you're not going to... I can do a downloadable version. Let's see. I don't think I have one in here that has... Okay, so there's this December scratch off. So what it would entail would be a downloadable version, and the numbers would just not, I mean, you'd be able to see them. So, which is fine. I mean, you could still roll a dice. I wish I had one that was, probably, do I have one that's empty? I don't see one. But say, let me see if I can find one that's almost empty. No, of course I can't. Okay, this one isn't empty, but it's getting there, right? So it would have the snowflakes, like this one, but you'd be able to view the numbers, and you could still do this. You could roll the dice, 1, 2, say these aren't here, 1, 2, 3, and save $8. Roll the dice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, save $4. So if you didn't have access to scratch off stickers, you would be able to do that. However, guys, if I am to do a kit, a mailable kit, and a downloadable kit, they will be pretty close to the same price, except for shipping. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I have really tried to keep these low priced as compared to other kits and books that I do, which are a little higher in price. So I want to keep them that way. But I've been listening to you guys, and you've been saying, will you make this in a downloadable version, right? And so I'm tempted to create it both ways, put it in the shop both ways, but you will have to pay just about the same price, if that makes sense. And that way, I mean, I know a lot of you talked about that last year with the kits and were willing to do that. You were like, I'll pay the same price that everybody's paying for the kits to get it downloadable because I live in Canada and I can't, you're not shipping to Canada. So, or Australia or wherever it is. So, and then there were many of you who just would rather have it immediately after you purchase it, you know, so it comes as a download and you can play with it, print it off and play with it right away. So let me know if that makes sense to you guys. I know that the pricing might not, but I just want to, for all of those customers who ordered every single month these kits, I want to be sure that they're being taken care of too. So I want those of you who your only option is downloadable because of the country that you live in, or you just prefer downloads, whatever it is. I want everybody to sort of feel like they're being taken care of, I guess. And the reason for the pricing is just to make it fair, you know? For everybody. So the pricing will not be much different from last year's kit pricing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's what I want to do. Now, am I really going to do that? I still don't know yet, guys. I'm working it out in my head, trying to decide how I'm going to handle it. I think you're going to want these kits that I'm going to do. Again, I'm not sure that they'll be monthly. I'm hoping that they'll be monthly, but I think you're going to really want them. Just saying. Shut the box, you guys. Winter shut the box. You see, the December kit is up in the shop. You can purchase the December kit. Just so that you know that. And if you want any of the previous kits, I am happy to relist them and create them for you. Seven. Wow, it would be great if I shut the box. 5, 6, 7, 8. Getting close. Okay, give me a 9. That's what I need, right? Give me a 9. 7. Oh, well. Okay. So we're going to put 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, with that being said, I keep thinking I'm going to get on that computer and work on this new kit, and I have not, guys. I mean, I have. I've gotten a couple of pages done, but it's taking me more energy than I thought it would. So bear with me and we'll see what happens. We are going to cross these out as we go. This is Shovels and Mittens. If you get a shovel, you're going to climb up to the mittens. If you get a mitten, you're going to slide down to the shovel. If you land on hot cocoa, roll the dice and pay. And if you land on a winter hat, pay double the dice. Whoa. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hot cocoa. Roll the dice and pay. $2. I had my mammogram today. I hope everybody who's due for a mammogram goes and gets theirs. 3. And the results came back on the portal. They were back about an hour ago, and I am good. Everything is fine. Nothing different or anything. So that's good. Now, I will admit I slacked off and did not have my mammogram last year. And I don't intend to do those things again. I really feel like it's important to keep up. $2. So this game, what I really like about it is low numbers. The highest number on here is 6. Of course, if you roll the dice and have to pay double, you're going to pay $12 if you land on a 6, right? But that's okay, right? I got lint all over me today. So, my friend Linda went with me, and I'm going with her tomorrow when she has hers. And we went out to lunch afterwards. And this morning, some of you are going to believe this and feel it, and others, it all depends on your beliefs and your thoughts and everything. But this morning, I was pretty low. I did not sleep last night. And when I don't sleep, I feel very fragile. It's the only way I can describe it. I sat up until 1:45 this morning reading I'll show you one someday, but my husband had those pocket spiral notebooks that flip up, and he was an obsessive note taker, has been for the 40 years that I've known him. And we found several of those books. Well, they weren't hiding. They were out in plain sight. Newer of them. And then we found a lot of his old ones because he doesn't throw anything away. And while he was still with us, he was having my son and son-in-law go through boxes of stuff in the closet. And they found a bunch of these filled notebooks. And he said, please, keep them, please. He didn't want them to throw them away. But, so he always wrote in pencil, and when he'd done whatever it was, he'd erase it. He never crossed things out. He'd just erase and rewrite things. And so the paper is worn and it's hard to read sometimes and stuff. But there's a lot of little gems in there too. So he had back in the beginning of his diagnosis, he had one of our nieces paint a painting of a tree with they're heart-shaped leaves on them, but very subtle heart-shaped leaves, and make it into sort of a family tree for him and his siblings and his mom and his dad. And he wanted to, she gave us the original painting after she'd done it. She listened to him. He talked about what he wanted and everything. And it took 2 tries. And what she did is exactly what he wanted. So anyway, he also wanted to write a letter to his siblings, thanking them for the life that he was afforded by living with them, growing up with them, and his mom and his dad. And they grew up poor, really poor. But he still was so very thankful, always had been. So months went by, and he said he was, writing down notes. He sort of knew what he wanted to say, and he was working on it. And then a year went by, right? And he still hadn't gotten the letter done. And our niece had made paper prints of the painting so that we could give them to the siblings. And then one day he said, you should just give them to them now because I don't think I can write anything. And I said, I think you can, honey. I really think you can. You've got a lot to say. Just, keep trying. And we revisited it a couple of times, but he was feeling frustrated, and I should have just given them to his brothers and sister because that's what he requested. But I didn't. So we're having that family get together this weekend, and I purchased frames, not very expensive ones, but just something to put this paper print in. And then I got to thinking last night, he was writing notes. They've got to be in that notebook. So I started, and I sat down on the bed and said, this is a really bad idea, physically and emotionally. But I was still at it at 1:45 this morning. And I was messaging with my son the whole time too. So I did have some support, and I did indeed find his notes on what he wanted to say. And I knew exactly what he wanted to say because he told me, and I should have written it down, I guess. Could have, should have, would have. So I'm going to take those notes, and it would have been lovely to have them in his handwriting. But since the notes are pretty choppy and would be hard for them to follow, I'm going to take them this week and try to write them up and give them each a copy of it this weekend. So anyway, this morning I said to him, I need some help today. I'm going to go have this mammogram, and I'm going to have lunch with Linda, and I've got to call the Social Security office, and there's a bunch of stuff I needed to do. And I said, I need to know that you're with me today. And I said, maybe you even want to hang out with Linda and I at lunch. So, we were sitting eating lunch. This was the freebie for December. And I'm just going to roll the dice and put the amount in. So anyway, there wasn't really, I always feel like he's here with me. I feel like he's here with me right now, and he's finally seeing what I'm doing in here, and he's like, whoa, I had no idea. Anyway, we're sitting there eating, and I Haven't Got Time for the Pain by Carly Simon came on. And I have not shared with you all the letter that he wrote me 2 weeks before he passed away, but I will. But in it says, when you see, I might have this in the wrong order, but when you find a heart rock, or you see a red cardinal or a dragonfly, when you hear James Taylor or Carly Simon singing, you'll know I'm with you always. Love, Scott. So, to that effect. And it was a Christmas gift that he made me from it. Well, he didn't make it. He ordered it from Etsy. So 6, 9, 10, 12. So we're sitting there about halfway through eating. And I was talking about we were talking about what a great hamburger it was we were eating. And, this was the first time I'd really been able to eat a great deal. Not a great deal, but a full meal. And I haven't got time for the Pain by Carly Simon. She's singing it, comes over the speakers in the restaurant. And Linda and I both realized it at the same time. And just knew Scott was with us. And I mean those things, I call them glimmers. It's $53. And it just felt really good. I really needed it, you know? And so it feels good. And I can't remember why I started telling you about that, but I'm glad I did. So guys, that's $53 in there. And then I feel like maybe we should just keep going on some of these others. I could put the other 100 in there, and that would mean that I'd be finishing those. But then I'm thinking, would I be better suited to put... I'm hearing voices, and I realized it was the news. My son is coming over, but I didn't think he was here yet. June. All right, let's do this. We're just going to do these 2 6s. I know, now I'm not doing what I said I was going to do. I was going to put all that money into one kit. But I feel like maybe if I take a kit, an old kit and a new kit at the same time. Now, the new kits that I am creating and hopefully getting out, they will not be, I will not be saving with this money one from this. Ooh, a 10. Ouch. I won't be saving with the personal care money. I don't know what I'll be using them for, but I think that they'll be fun, and I do know that it creates a lot of savings, so it may just be for regular savings, right? The Fairy Plinko, that could be finished or not finished, so I'm not going to do that one. And let's do these 2 5s here. So that's 10. This is Up the Fairy Wall, one of my favorites. But it's going to take me a while. That was all of July. Is there any of these that are even close to being... Oh, I could finish this one. Let's put this in July. I'm sorry. August. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I am having Cheerios, multigrain Cheerios, and banana. No, blueberry tonight. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 for supper. And then I'm going to work on my one little word for this year, or my planners. I haven't decided. My kitchen table's a mess with paperwork, so I really don't have the space to do too much. What did I just undo? 6. Is that right? Or 5? 6. Did I pay it already? No. 5, 6. Let's do another one of these. So, how are you guys? I did, a 10. Ouch. So I didn't finish any yet, right? I haven't finished any. No. Oh, yeah, I did. I did. I finished that one. Let's put 10 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We talked about this one other time at the beginning of January. It's already January 15th, guys. And I would love to hear what your goals are. Okay. That one was finished. For, and actually what I'd love to hear too is, do you set goals for the whole year? Or do you do goals by the month? Or by the quarter? By the season? That would be a good one, wouldn't it? Let's finish this one too. This is one of my favorites. And I made a dashboard out of it last year, and I'm going to use it in my planner this year for sure. Although my planner is Disney, this is not Disney, but I don't care. I'm okay with mixing and matching. Look at me. So, how do you set your goals? Yearly, quarterly, monthly, seasonally? This one's done too. And what is a couple of goals, 1 or 2 goals that you have set for yourself? They don't have to be money goals. They can be, but they don't have to be. I'm cool with whatever. This one I think is going to end up in another book because it's going to take me a very long time. Inquiring minds want to know. I'm going to see if any of these are close to being. I might be able to finish that one. This one is not close. That one is done. Not done. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18. I did like my October one also. That one's done. I didn't take them out, I guess. What have we got? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, $23. Wow, this went a long ways today. Let's see about this one. 1, 2, 3. So please tell me a couple of goals and how you set your goals. I like to think I set my goals about half and half. The beginning of January, and then again sometime around June or July, I like to go back in and look at what I had thought I was going to do and re-establish them. However, I will tell you that my birthday is in February, and I always find my birthday to be one of those times of reflection and setting of goals, even though I've just set them at the beginning of January. So, and I also like to have monthly goals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That really helped last year, doing these kits with the calendar. July. So I do like those too. Like I said, I have no goals, and I've got hundreds of goals right now. A lot of my goals are just around the list that the financial advisor gives me, and getting those things done and getting through each day, hour by hour, sometimes minute by minute, occasionally. And so, but I didn't set any big goals like I'm going to create this many new savings challenges each month, or I'm going to make 6 figures this year, or anything like that. Nothing like that. I'm going to lose 25 pounds. Nope. Those are all off the table right now. $15. I did not ring the bell for that one, did I? So I will tell you that not having those big goals is very freeing in some ways, honestly. Okay, we're going to do 5, 10, 14. I think there's $14 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep. July is the fairies. Wow. That was good, you guys. I feel like that was a good amount. And I got a few done. So, hey, I did not get these hole punched still. I don't dare do it when I'm talking, because you see what happened with September. Yep. I hole punched. I think what I did was I put it in low, and I should have done it. Oh, I can't remember. I should have done it right there, and I must have done it. I don't remember what I did. But anyway, I hole punched incorrectly, and so I really need to do it when I'm not yakking. Okay. I am going to go get some cereal. I've already fed the dogs and let them out, so that's done. And then I'm going to, I do have some homework that I need to do for the financial guy, because I have another meeting tomorrow. Thank God for him. I mean, he really, I think I told you this, maybe I didn't, but when I walked into his office last week, I hadn't seen him since Scott passed away. He said to me, this is big, you guys. You are going to be all right, because that's what Scott planned for. And it just took my breath away. I mean, first of all, for someone to realize that that is the important thing to say. He was obviously talking money-wise, right? And Scott did plan for it. He knew back when he was on workers' comp that if something were to happen to him, there would be no income for me except for my little Etsy business, because he was getting workers' comp and he was getting Social Security disability, And that's what was paying all our bills. But if he were to pass away, all of that would go away because we were in our 50s. And he realized that, and he you know, it was hard because they were lowballing him on a settlement, the mills that he worked at. We still can't talk about all of it because, well, because we signed paperwork saying that we wouldn't give any details or anything. But I mean, I can safely say they lowballed him and they treated him like crap. A man who had worked for them for 23 years, to the detriment of his own family because he was always working, right? So anyway, that's all. But he was willing to negotiate that settlement because it's what I was going to need. And so I'm so thankful for Tom because he said yesterday, we are going to be seeing each other about 2 or 3 times a week for the next few weeks until we get this all ironed out. And I'm going to tell you every single time, you're going to be all right. We're going to figure it out. And, you know, he said yesterday, he said, thankfully, Scott figured out a lot of it for us before he passed away. So, okay, that's enough of that. All right, guys, I was thinking today, I haven't done scratch-offs. I mean, the whole scratch-off night in a very long time. And so I almost did that tonight. And then I realized, you remember I was counting how many I had left in certain series that I was doing. And I had one scratch-off left to finish. So I think I'm going to work on getting that binder, that scratch-off binder, back together. Because remember, I have it here. I still have scratch-offs. I have this book. I have these ones from, oh, gee, now I forgot again. Shoot, I'll think of it. All these Disney ones and some other Disney ones. And then I have a binder of scratch-offs. A lot of them you guys have, some I've purchased, some you guys have sent me. So scratch-offs are fun, right? You guys like to watch me with scratch-offs. So I won't do it on a night where I'm feeling incredibly anxious, but I think that it's time to get going on scratch-offs again. What do you guys think? Okay, that's a lot of questions. Should I start scratch-off night again once a month? And your goals and how you set them, time frame wise. All right, I will see you all real soon. Again, not sure when. It's not like I have a big social calendar, but I have so many appointments and everything. And today I wasn't sure I was going to get home in time to do a video. This is pretty late. It's like after, it's probably 6:30 or 7 o'clock now. So it might go up late, but just know I'm thinking of all of you. And I know I'm not the only one here that is listening and in pain. And my heart goes out to every single one of you. I hope that my Californians are safe and, are away from the devastation. I hope that you have someone to hug tonight and hug the people you love. I'll see you real soon. Happy saving. Bye.